Have you ever purchased a perfume online that you were sure you would love, only to realize once you opened it and tried it that you hated it? Or more, that your skin hated it? I have, and I'm sure that there's many of you that also have felt the pain. Like, why don't they just send samples with every single perfume you buy online? I'm fed up with that, basically. So I kind of set out to try and find a solution for that. And I stumbled across ScentSplit. Once I found this website and realized that they offered samples or decants of perfumes that are very expensive, very hard to find in store, or are niche, so you can't find them in store, they're online only, way too expensive to just blind buy. I bought 26 niche and luxury perfume decant fragrances from ScentSplit, and I tried each one out for one day, and I repeated this process 26 times. So let's just get into the video. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back to the second episode installment, part 2 of my ScentSplit journey. If you haven't seen the first episode or the first video, which is where I unbox and explain the whole purpose of this video and my journey, go and check that out. It will be linked up there and in the description. This video is all about my experience with using decants from ScentSplit, my findings after testing 26 fragrances, one per day for 26 days, and do I want to buy any? Which ones are they, and are there any that were surprises? Just in case anyone's interested in those specific perfumes, I will do a really quick overview or rundown of all of the perfumes with their notes on screen. I've got some great perfumes. If you're interested in what I currently own, my collection video is up there on screen and in the description. I'm not like needing these perfumes, but I am addicted to perfume and I love it, and I love finding new perfumes, and I like finding different perfumes. I basically watched a whole heap of perfume reviews on YouTube. That plus I had a list already, and some that I'd already tried last year when I did this exact same process that I didn't document, which I wish I had, so this is why I'm doing it now. I ended up liking only a handful, and there's a really short list of what I would like to buy versus a list of kind of maybes, or I need to test them again, and then there's quite a big pile of no's. Quick note, I am not sponsored or any way affiliated with ScentSplit, but I would be open to doing that. Just wanted to share my experience to potentially help some of you out there who might be skeptical of some of these companies, or think they're a scam, or aren't sure whether it's worth doing. So if you've seen any of my unboxing videos from Mecca or any of my beauty related content, you will know that my all-time favorite perfume type of perfume fragrance is Gourmand vanilla based perfumes. I do like spicy, ambery, cozy, autumnal-y, you know, those sort of fragrances. Love those too. Look, I've been on the hunt for a few years, to be honest. I have one ride or die perfume. I actually don't have it with me, which is a bit of an error. Let's just pretend, shall we? Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. I've had it since it came out in 2006 or 7 or whenever, and I've used it steadily, whether it was just that perfume for years as my only perfume or just complemented by other perfumes, and I've never not had it. I love it. I love it to death. I will be buried with a bottle of that bloody perfume. The other thing I want to quickly talk about is how I tracked my progress with this experiment. Let's call it an experiment. I'm known in my family for a love of a good spreadsheet. So I actually made a spreadsheet for this test. I did use it last year, and it was just for my own use. I needed to have something where I could just measure everything up. And because there were so many perfumes and I was going through each one, I just wanted to be able to remember at the end what I thought about all the perfumes. Because if you go through 26 in 26 days, you're going to forget unless you write notes. So I've actually got it on my phone in Excel, so I will be referring to this as we go along. I'm not going to be like, this is the data. I'm just going to read my notes and give you my score, and if I want to buy one, and like a couple of things. For each perfume, I made a note of my initial impression, how much I like the top notes, how much I like the base notes, did it last, could I smell it, like what's the sillage like, projection. Just basically, could I smell it around me like a scent bubble, or did I have to like really get into my skin? What did I have to really press my nose hard to the areas I sprayed it on to be able to smell it, which is like a scent, what you would call a skin scent for those in the industry or in the know. See what I did there, showing my nose. I wish there was someone else other than the cat in this room who could appreciate my jokes. Did I receive any comments from anybody? Do I think it's just as good as Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille? Do I want to buy a bottle and then notes about it? Because I just made notes, okay? I wanted to see how they would go from like applying in the morning, say 8 a.m. to how long it would last throughout the day. Ideally, I think a really good performing perfume you can still smell mid-afternoon or into the evening, or other people can smell it on you. That was kind of what I was looking for. If you like the idea of this experiment and you want to do one for yourself and you would like a copy or a template of my spreadsheet, let me know in the comments. I can make one up and I can share it with you. I just don't know if anyone would be interested in that, but if you are, let me know. So what I'm going to do is go through in Perfume House by alphabetical order. It's just the easiest. Then at the end, I'm going to tell you the ones I definitely want to buy a full bottle of, the ones that I'm not sure, there's a few maybes. How does that sound? Are you ready? So let's start off with Amouage Guidance. This is like a TikTok popular perfume, and I had high hopes. I did. For me, the top notes smelled like BO. Also not as strong after a few minutes. Dry down's just it's a bit of a sharp note. So yeah, I didn't really like it, which was kind of disappointing because people rave over this perfume. Amouage Material. This one I really liked actually. It's maybe to me equivalent to a Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, which is quite big. So the top was boozy, spicy, warm, heavily, ugh. For me, heavily, strong at first, and then after a few minutes it settled, but a very heavy incense note on my skin. Reminded me slightly of Kilian, what's it called? The Patchouli Sugared Royale Vanilla Diorama by Dior. I liked it even more after the middle notes and the bottom base notes came out after about an hour. It's a good strong perfume with good sillage. I kept getting wafts of it and thinking, what's that? Love this. 4 hours in, I was getting a lot more incense and amber, so that really came out for me at the end. I'm going to butcher this. Atelier des Eaux Lune Feline. I had high hopes for this one as well, and it kind of fell short. The top for me was very medicinal, boozy, smoky, kind of like a sanitized formaldehyde, strange scent. Kind of like a cousin nearly to By the Fireplace, but nowhere near as nice on my skin. In the dry down, that is. After 15 minutes, still quite strong. Like it didn't settle down. I liked it more after about an hour and a half, but then it went very oody and animalic, like straight there. The next one is Gris Charnel by BDK. The top was warm, creamy, figgy, tea. It reminds me of another perfume that I used to have or tried when I was a lot younger, but I just couldn't like pinpoint what it was. Reminds me of a bit of like magazines or paper, fresh magazines or new books, like an hour or so into the perfume. Even later, it kind of gave me hints of like a men's deodorant. I didn't dislike this perfume. It's nice, and a lot of people freaking love this perfume. Fairly warranted, but again, like it depends on your skin, doesn't it? So I'm a bit on the fence with this one. Next one is Sana by Blend Oud. There's Sana, Love and Crime by Idolo, and Lyra by Zerhoff, which is the one that was broken when I ordered originally. Those three are very comparable. I think Lyra is the original and the other two are not dupes, but very similar. So I tried them all consecutively, and I will go over them when I get to them on this list, but just keep that in mind. It's got a powdery, orangey, lemony, lemon cake top note. It does smell like Lyra, very, very similar. I could smell it during the day, but it died off quite quickly into the afternoon, and it's true to reviews, it doesn't last. I didn't really like the dry down of this one. When you compare it to Love and Crime by Idolo, this one is more powdery and lemony on top. much closer to Lyra. A bit more floral, I guess, to Love and Crime. The middle is very similar to Lyra, but it doesn't last half as long as Love and Crime did. Then we have by Kilian, Angel Share. This is my second round of trying this particular perfume. Last time I ordered a 2 ml size and I used it up. And then I was like, right, I need to get a bigger bottle. And I do love this perfume. It's not for everyone. I like it. I just don't know if I want to buy a full size. There you have it. I've given something away. The first Byredo fragrance I tried was Slow Dance. I quite liked how long it lasted. Couldn't smell it very well. Didn't like the base notes. Prefer the top notes. Comments literally I've written medicine. Goes away after about 5 minutes. There's like a liqueur smell, like cognac-y smell. I get grass and it's a bit more masculine leaning. It's got like a mint vibe, syrupy, kind of a little bit like Lolita Lampica, if you've smelt that. I'm glad I didn't blind buy this because I was going to. And my first impression with it was, I don't like it. It feels very headache inducing. A skin scent after 30 minutes and like sweaty smelling. Yeah, no. Next I tried Velvet Haze. Another disappointment, which I was convinced wouldn't be. Smells like Narciso Rodriguez for her. Just buy that and save yourself some money. Musk sticks, rose, floral. It's too floral, not really me. I actually spilt the vial trying to open it and went everywhere. This size 1 ml and these are very hard to open. I cottoned on to the technique where I got a tissue and I used it on the top, held it down here to get the lid off, because otherwise this can just sort of go everywhere and flap about and spill, and then you've wasted your whole decant. So it looks like that. Yes, it's a little bit of a pain, and you can see how much you've got left there where the sticker, there's a gap in the sticker, and so I just used my finger, which is not great because you're kind of already bruising the perfume. So if you can, depending on how many you're buying, I recommend getting at minimum a 2 ml spray. At least you get to sort of spray it like perfume should be. It's just you're already damaging the scent straight away. You want to be technical. The next one I tried or sampled was Gypsy Water. This is the one that I've already tried before. Lasts forever. You can smell it while you're wearing it. It's beautiful. It's just a masterpiece and it deserves every accolade it's ever given. They should never ever stop making it because I am now converted to Gypsy Water. Not really a gourmand, but it has vanilla in the bottom notes which like come out. Something in it's quite cozy. It makes me want to keep smelling my wrist. It's sophisticated, it's office safe, it's well performing, it's value for money. It is expensive, but you get value out of it. I can still smell it on me 5 p.m. It's not cloying or overpowering. It's just a comforting, lovely fragrance. It doesn't give me a headache, which is fantastic. And it gives me kind of what people describe as a perfume cloud. So you can sort of just smell it around you. Maybe that's what happens when I can't smell perfumes at the end of the day, but other people can and they compliment you and you're like, oh wow, I can't smell that anymore, but okay, thanks. I'm assuming that's what those perfumes do, but with this one I can smell it. So I don't know if that's just the notes in it or my nose or whatever. But next one is by Diptyque and it's Eau Duelle. I think I've said that correctly. This is very nice, but lasts about 10 minutes. I gave the sillage and the longevity both a score of 1. The base notes for me are a 5. I loved the dry down of this perfume, but it doesn't last at all. So you don't waste your money unless you try it and it lasts on your skin for some reason, lucky you. The top's kind of a citrusy, bergamot, peppery, pine, zest, spice, but it's delicate. It's soft. It's not harsh. It's not like cleaning chemicals or car freshener or anything like that. But I have to really like rub my nose into my skin to get that. Smokiness comes in after about 5 minutes. It's not sweet enough until it gets to the dry down where the sweetness comes out. After 30 minutes, beautiful, but you really need to like do that. It's quite unisex, but it's not gourmand enough and it doesn't last long enough for me. Love and Crime by Idolo. This is the comparing perfume to Lyra and Sana, and This one, out of all three, this is the one I like the most. It's just got a bit more of a spicy note in the top notes, like gingerbread spices. So it's got like just a little bit more depth and oomph to it. So if you're looking for something a bit less spicy, then don't do this one. Try the other ones. I could also smell this one throughout the day, and it was just, I kept getting whiffs of it, and it was like, yeah, you know, like, This one's stronger on top than Sana, and it's got a caramelly, it's a hint of caramel in it, which is yummy. Sana's more powdery, like I said, and is closer to Lyra, but I prefer Love and Crime. Middle is spicier as well. It's just a clear winner. So for those two that are like comparing to Lyra, that one wins, hands down for me. And then also comparing that against Lyra, I'll go over that when I do Lyra. Right. Oh, next is an expensive one. So this is Floris. I tried Honey Oud, and I love honey, so I had high hopes for Honey Oud. I don't get any honey immediately. More of like a bergamot powdery scent. Powdery rosy musk after that, which is a bit weird because it's called Honey Oud. Very similar to the Diptyque candle Roses. Like, it's called Honey Oud. Why does it smell like roses? No. Pass. Next is Bianco Latte by Giardini di Toscana. This is also a very popular one from TikTok, and rightly so. On the first spray, initially, I got like a slight Dr. Pepper almond vibe. Kind of cross that with spray tan, like professional spray tan. You know that smell? A little bit like that on the top. Not sure I like. I tried this one twice. I did like an extra on the weekend. Anyway, this one I got a compliment for. And I'm fairly certain this is one of the only ones that I got a compliment for. If you've seen my videos, you know how much I love the Lush Super Milk Hair Conditioner. And my mum was visiting and I was wearing this perfume, and she thought that's what she could smell. Oh, God, I love that Lush whatever hair stuff. And I didn't tell it, I didn't say a word, but it actually didn't have any in my hair at all, and it was the perfume. It was a bit harder to smell after midday though. The second time I tried this fragrance out, I sprayed a lot. Like, I went to town just to see if it helped. And I could probably smell it for an extra few hours, like 2-3 p.m. I could still kind of smell it. I'm in the maybes about whether I want to buy it, but I actually rate it very highly, so I probably will end up buying it. Next we've got Indult Tihota. This one's a cult vanilla. I tried it actually in the first video when I unboxed, just to see what it was like, and then I actually gave it a proper go. Freaking love it. Oh, average 4.8. 4.8 out of 5. Lasts forever. You can smell it really well throughout the day. It's good, like sillage is great. I love the base notes. I love the top notes. I love the initial spray. Very similar to Outre Vanilla. No compliments though, except for myself. Does that count? Next, okay. Jousset Parfum. Gourmand Bakhoor. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I'm so sorry. I bought 2 from this perfume house, and I was high hopes for both of them. Reminded me of spray tan smell. I also got like cake batter, vanilla, shortbread. Then I got fake tan smell, and then I got like a medicinal smell. So it wasn't great. The next one I tried is Accident à la Vanille, and I got a bigger one because of the reviews and what I was hoping it was going to be. It's not terrible. It just doesn't last as long as I would like. Initially buttery vanilla cookie, and that's all. Oh, yeah, it is nice. It's very similar to me to Tihota by Indult, but not like carbon copies of each other, just in the same realm. Actual vanillas that were the basis of this order. Labo. Yeah, got to try something from Labo. I probably should try all of them because you could get all of their Labo ones. Like, there was quite a few that you could buy, but I went with Patchouli 24. Did not last, and you could barely smell it. Okay, I think from the comments as well, this is not unusual. Maple honey smoked bacon should not be the first thing you smell when you spray yourself with perfume. especially one that expensive. Sweet and savoury, smoke, charred meat, booze, a bit of a petrol-y tinge, headache. Sweet smoke, whiskey. It's like a poem. Maple honey, smoked bacon. Sweet and savoury smoke, charred meat, booze, petrol-ish, headache, sweet smoke, whiskey. Oh, what's that type of poem called? I've forgotten the name of it. You do them in high school. It's one of those. I don't want to buy it, and because I don't want to smell like bacon or burnt bacon. I'm a fan of gourmand and like food smelling fragrances, but this is a step too far. Yeah, nah. Oh, the next one. Okay, so this is, I'm going to say this entirely wrong, Liquid Imaginaire, and that's the perfume house, and it's called Blanche. This lasts a long time. A long time. Sillage is not fantastic though. You can smell it for a while, but it does not project. So you have to spray a lot. This is not cheap. This is a very expensive perfume. I didn't know how much it was until I tested this perfume on my skin. And I was like, ooh, this is growing on me. Quite like this. I wonder how much this is. 400 and something US dollars for a 50 ml. Delicate medicine. Floral. And then after a few minutes, sweet, but not very strong. Musk sticks, creamy floral, cooked rice. I like getting better. It's 400 Australian for 100 mils. Oh my God. Next, we've got Vanille by Macellari. Reminds me of vanilla custard. Just straight vanilla. Not very strong. You do catch whiffs of it though. It's cozy and it's delicate and it's soft. I can't decide if I like it. Then we've got Seta by Moresque. So similar to Dior Hypnotic Poison. It's not funny. So similar on the top notes. It's got a cookie element, but it's lemony and bergamot-ish. Fresh but warm. Lemon shortbread. Then it gets nutty and creamy and warm and cozy. Very true to the reviews, but it doesn't last. And also in the dry down, it just something about it smells like stale and sour. I just like the top notes more. Just didn't do it for me at the end. I wasn't bowled over. Not overwhelmingly amazing. Next is Caramello Vanilla by New Notes. Similar to some of the others, vanilla-y. Nothing special, not very strong at all. Vanilla-y, caramel. Wasn't impressed. Actually, I don't even think it's here. Then we've got another like cult-ish popular fragrance. It's called Annie by Nishan. I should do a lesson on how to pronounce everything before I film these videos. It's got a citrusy, bergamot, gingery green, fresh, but sweet, weirdly, in the opening. I've written here, I am surprised at how much I like it. I want to keep sniffing my arm. Sweetness comes out after a few minutes. 10 minutes later, quite green smelling still, so it doesn't like instantly fade, that green note, but it's sort of sweet at the same time, a bit comforting. Cardamom and blackcurranty-ish. Oh my God. We're down to Penhaligon's. I've tried Penhaligon's before. I got Babylon, my last order last year, and I quite liked Babylon, but just not very strong. Didn't last. I've noticed in reviews, particularly on Fragrantica and anywhere else, similar reviews about any Penhaligon's perfume. You have to spray a lot to get anything out of it. Doesn't last and is kind of pathetic for how much you're paying for this perfume. So I tried two, the Bewitching Yasmin and The World According to Arthur. First one I'm going to go over is the Bewitching Yasmin. I've given it a 3. Delicately sweet, warm, spice, syrupy, but not harsh. A hint of incense and boozy-ish. After a few minutes, vanilla comes out, but it's kind of plasticky. And then you get more oud as well after a few minutes. In the beginning, you kind of get a bit of a soapiness and a medicinal vibe. It sounds weird, but it's got like a citronella type of vibe to it. Reminds me a lot of Lancôme Oud Bouquet, which I did try last year as well. After 30 minutes, the oud just hits you. And it's just oud after that. And I don't like it. The World According to Arthur. I gave the base notes here a score of 5. The sillage though is a 2, but it lasted a while. So kind of like Blanche, smelled great, lasted a while. You really had to get in there to smell anything. So if you want a really high performing perfume that everyone can smell, including you, do not buy Penhaligon's. I've written lovely and then in capitals, but I can barely smell it. Kind of like vanilla-y, milky rice bubbles. It's subtle, but it's just not strong enough, sadly. Even though I love the dry down, like 5. I gave it a score of 5. If only, if it lasted longer and it was stronger, it would be another Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. Absolutely, without a doubt. So Penhaligon's, it's one of those. Now we are at Zerhoff Lyra. So this is the lemony, vanilla-y one that compared with the other two, Sana and Love and Crime. I've already tried this. I tried it last year. This is the one that I bought where the bottle broke this time around and I got a refund for it from Scent Split for that bottle. I tried whatever was left, which was a few dregs. Where is it? I got as much as I could out of it. It's absolutely gone. I wanted a larger size to see if I wanted to buy full size. So that's what I did, and obviously that failed miserably. I've written disappears by 11:30 a.m. and I can barely smell it. And then later on in the day, I said, it still lingers on my skin by 6 p.m, but it's definitely a skin scent. So I really like this perfume. Base notes, I gave a 5. Top notes, I gave a 5. 5 and 5, like no brainer. It's a new Tobacco Vanille, absolutely. However, that's a damn good score. On paper, yes, I do want to buy a bottle, but it's expensive stuff. And if it doesn't last that long, why? We're at the last perfume. It's good because my back is really sore. It seems fitting that we're ending the review on the biggest perfume I purchased. Now, I tried Baby Cat last year. Oh, I loved it from like first go to woe, as my mum would say. I loved Baby Cat and I was like, yep, buying a bottle, absolutely. Then I tried to find said bottle online and I'm aware of the struggle. The struggle is real. Comment down below if you are aware of the struggle to buy this wretched perfume. Sold out everywhere, really hard to buy. I think you can buy it online in some countries from YSL, but in Australia you can't. It's like a unicorn perfume, and a lot of people have commented on how hard it is to buy this bloody perfume. So anyway, thought, right, I'll just buy a decant 9ml, and then if I actually really do love it, then I can just keep buying this size from Scent Split. Cheaper. Not a bad idea. I haven't tried it or worn it for, let's say, 12 months. And when I tried this perfume, this is what I wrote. Very smoky on the top, incensey smoky. Quietens down though after 30 minutes. Very incensey. After about 8 hours, I love this the most. So this is better in the dry down, but it's a very strong perfume. You will smell it on you. I could smell it. No one commented. I do like this perfume, but I just don't know if it's worth the effort trying to find. So I'm really glad now that I've bought this. Really glad that I bought this size, because I would have gone to hell and back to the ends of the earth to buy an actual full bottle of this perfume and then worn it and then went, not sure that entirely was the right decision. So that's why Scent Split or decant perfumes are such a freaking great idea. Thank you, Scent Split. Which perfumes did I end up wanting to buy? Obviously, I mentioned a few throughout this video, but I'm going to list them now. I've got 3 for sure that I definitely want to purchase in the near to immediate future. Gypsy Water by Byredo, Tihota by Indult, but for now, I'm just going to use these up, and Love and Crime by Idolo. So these 3, definitely buying. Then I have 2 in the definite maybes, as in might just continue using these in this form, and then I will for sure know after a couple more wears. I've got Accident en la Vanille by Jousset Parfums and Angel Share by Kilian, or by Kilian. So they're the maybes. And then I have like a handful that I need to give another round to. Actually, no, let's go Bianco Latte by Giardini di Toscana. Let's put that in the maybe pile. 3 absolutes and 3 maybes. And then I have Blanche, which is freaking expensive. Arnie by Nishan, Material by Amouage, and Gris Charnel. by BDK Parfums. Highly productive, useful exercise that saved me a lot of money in some respects, because all of those perfumes that I don't like, so 17 perfumes in the nose, if all of these I'm not going to buy a full size of, and each one of these is say average 350 a pop per bottle, it's a lot of money saved. I don't just go nuts and buy like 6 perfumes in 1 month. I dribble them out. If you've made it this far into the video, well done. And thank you so much for watching. If you've got any vanilla perfume recommendations for me, leave them in the comments below. Or what perfumes from my list today did you disagree with or agree with on my thoughts? If you liked this video, I recommend you watch my entire current perfume collection video. The link for that is on screen. If you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you enjoyed this video or you found it useful or informative, or if you've tried Scent Split, or if you've tried any other decant websites, and what did you think of them? Again, thanks so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye!